All right, I just want to explain some things here because if you don't understand what's going on here, you'll be foundationally against everything that is Ubuntu contributionism as you relate to decentralization. Because you have to be thinking about how all these teams are working together, and there are going to be foundational levels that power more advanced markets in many cases, and we need security and features for regulating how these things tie into the markets. And that's all best managed in your major market vertical model. Now this becomes your more advanced government of the people, and this is how you effectively transition away from fiat currency systems and to crypto, is you justify this operational dynamic where you make all the technology work. And in the background, you have to talk about how you're connecting between different teams and you're making technology and how you best create new umbrellas when new technologies are created that solve that problem. Sometimes that happens in different places. Only you have to argue for market presence and add value contributed to the world. And I had this idea for a better social media way before. And now Yale and this team that's building these, going for this AI engine. Again, I've been talking for, if it relies on a transcript system and a more advanced, anything to do with a transcript system in any way, I've been arguing for that for specifically, well, I had this idea in my mind for 5 years, but you can see clearly I was trying to explain it, had the whole plan together for 3 years now, for sure. And so this, how it takes so much time and dedication to communicate your idea. And then if you're trying to network it from different stages that you're at, you ultimately need this tool that I'm talking about. It proves the value of DEI philosophy, but you have to then, if you care about DEI philosophy, then you have to care about all of these things because it's about the access to opportunity, and there's always that inherent set of limitations based upon the network that you have. So ultimately, if you can build this networking tool, and it's all around strategically pivoting your future development of how you're positioning your learning skill to collaborate in the world. It's the best overall social media brand for this overall mission. And if you understand how to really make it work with decentralization and all these technologies at scale, and I was thinking about this so deeply, mostly for security, for some cool products that can be built to solve big problems with home security, and for streamlining processes for better user experiences when you're in a business setting. And that's what I was seriously setting out to think of, and it clicked for me, all these things, because I had heard about Ubuntu, this book. I never read it, but I heard about it in 2014 when I was going to school. And when I got official career experience, I know how important this is and how this would save a lot of businesses. And many times you just have to protect the engineers. You shouldn't, these contracts where everything you do falls under the parent company, that's not really necessarily fair. Okay? Like you can try to pitch your company and try to get them to go for something. If they don't go for it, you should be free to try to pursue getting that solution in the marketplace as quickly as possible. They should have a year to make that decision. If we're going to come down to a first to file system and we want to protect the American inventor, you have to consider all of these things that limit the networking. And so ultimately, if you build this pitch alert system and this interconnected community or continuous improvement and continuous development tool, which is foundationally what a transcript system is, all related to because you can learn about specific technologies that relate to companies things are managing patents for, and all of these alert systems are powered by this interactive transcript approach and how you position learning content so people can follow along with the conversation. You even position the market so that we collaborate on these better interactive quiz tools for this whole market, for YouTubers and all of this, and understand how this will change media departments, and then communities can network to get the businesses in place and new ideas in place in their community to get people excited to launch a new business. All of these things. And you can build the regional functionality into the social media so that you've connected the regional community focus operationally. And this is one of the things I wanted to work with my stepdad on most, is how you protect this regional operationally of local businesses. And I figured it out. And so that's what you do, is you protect regionally the operational ability for local businesses to send out alerts, like in your social medias, to those local optimized communities. But all social medias are collaborating on some of these architectural features, but competing for their own user interfaces. This arguably makes the monetizable art of each part of the piece as valuable as it possibly can be, because you're rewarding the best teams, you're creating the leanest teams. You need my major market vertical interconnected model to succeed at that. It's something you need to understand Ubuntu, succeed at Ubuntu contributionism. All of these tools, like this is the culmination of all of that. Simultaneously, there's this weird DEI theory being proven in the background about limitations to networks and family networks and having to struggle through all of these different things that somebody might be struggling through. And so maybe there's a team out there saying they really understand that. They want you to understand that. They're wrestling to try to see where somebody deserves to be all of these different things for what they contribute. Now, I definitely deserve a big chance to do a lot of things for my family. That's something that I should definitely deserve at this stage. I've done a lot for a lot of other people's families. This is what this is all about. I'm being humble about where I should end up, truly, at the end of the day. But I am positioning our overall economy up to the point where we can justify a better strategy for selling savings bonds, which will can transition us to crypto. It'll get everybody excited about how much more value there is in digitization and all of these things. Like, this makes the economy work for everyone. When you have people that are connected to all these relationships and you can try to find these people that are really trying to make this work, like, this is going to help everybody who's trying to do all this networking for all of these teams so much more efficient. I'm not trying to crush all those teams. I'm trying to make you more successful. This is going to help us pivot at scale. Okay? As we start making these transitions, you'll see as we make this transition to automation, this is going to be one of the most key pieces, strategic pivot. And my overall set of operational dynamics, some of the technologies and approaches to algorithms, but you're going to have these interconnected libraries and these data tables that are getting assigned to these partition data strategies. And you're going to have all of this going on. And it's going to be an incredible amount of things to have to coordinate logistically, and you're going to want to have the compartmentalization and code reviews and all of this different stuff between all these different interconnected teams. And I came up with the best model to make this all overall work in the modern world. This is huge. It's so huge when you really understand. I understand macro scale, this overall initiative. There are a lot of different people in the world with niche specializations that understand some different things. But I understand some pieces here that you can only understand from somebody with my vantage point that allow us to make this all click, big picture. And you want everybody to be able to follow along with this. You want to be able to pivot everybody into the conversation. You need exactly the combined set of tools that I'm talking about, really. And you need to position the markets to collaborate on this. You don't want to have monopolies lock up the markets. Like, when we could be creating so much more opportunity, and it's better for the redundancy, it'll actually help everybody sell, every one of the people in it actually sell more products because people are more likely to trust it because we're not trying to monopolize it, and thus you can trust how the networks are being managed and the technology is being developed. So in all reality, this is a great example of, in order to succeed at our biggest things so many people are working about, we need overall my plan. All these people working super hard. This makes it click for all of you. You'll be making more money. It's just debatable how much you lean your teams or make your teams leaner and all of these things. So 8-minute video, evolution of Ubuntu contributionism. Was there anything else I wanted to put in this discussion right now at this stage? I don't believe so, and I don't see where I had, evolution of government. More advanced strategy to privatize part of the SEC. We really already talked about that. Most important aspect of decentralization, operationally security, all of the things. DEI philosophy. This is ultimately protecting everybody. Access to opportunity, giving people role model shadowing and networking opportunities. All of it thought of. And you need technology to really address all of these long-standing geopolitical struggles, and it's right that we try to help as many people as possible in this moment. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, you got to understand why this is happening, or anybody in between, you got to understand why this is happening if you don't already. This is all very important stuff that we have to try to figure out, relevant to all of these things. And this justifies why people should trust these psychology tools integrated way early in the learning model for people, maybe even in late elementary school, okay? And psychology tools, very important. Put the professionals in a position with your major market vertical model to control this, and operationally you have all the things to succeed at the networking and building the better tools. All of it. Operationally, you have all of the things that you need. You have to think about all these things. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you all. Thanks, and God bless.